Hello everyone, it's Sagrannus here with the first Let's Play video for the week, and we have a new game that we're going to look at. We're going to be looking at RimWorld, which is a colony simulator by Tynan Sylvester. It is still an alpha. This is Alpha 12, which has been around since the end of August this year. So, why a new game? Well, for a few reasons. One, there's only so much World of Warships you can do, really, without repeating the same ships, and I'm still sort of working up to the next lot of ships because I have been a bit delayed with things. We're moving away from Neverwinter Nights 2 for a number of reasons, including the fact that because of the pace of the game, it's not actually the most conducive to a good Let's Play series. It can drag out a little bit, unfortunately, unless you're making completionist playthroughs, which I don't particularly want to do. Also, I wanted to sort of shake things up and have a bit of a simulator in here as well. I mean, we occasionally look at simulators in other parts of the channel, but I haven't actually done a simulator Let's Play as such, other than that brief stint on Banished when I was away. So I sort of had to think, what simulators have I got that would sort of lend themselves to a good Let's Play that is interesting and things. And I mean, I reviewed the alpha of this a while ago now. Well, you know, got things like Prison Architects and Civ 5 and a whole lot of other things, but RimWorld just is one of those games that really stands out. It's a game that is actually unique in a fantastic way. It's challenging, there's lots of resource management, micromanagement, but you've also got actual personalities in the people you're in charge of, which is really, really good. Because, as you'll know if you've ever looked at the RimWorld site for Ludian Studios, you'll actually see that they don't regard it as just a simulator. It's actually a narrative system. It's a storyteller. And that really is true, because you get attached to your people in this game, and you sort of go on the journey with them, and you have all sorts of incredible and unpredictable things happen to them. And that's what makes this game so fantastic. So we're going to dive in. And I'm going to create a world to start. So we're going to go for a nice big 400 by 300 world. Randomizer sees 2e42. And see how we go. Generating the world. That looks alright. So we'll save that and we'll start a new colony. So we're going to be on Cassandra Classic. So she's the preset sort of middle of the road storyteller, which is the AI that governs, you know, events and things in the game. You can also have Phoebe Chillax, which gives you fewer events and things like that. And then you've also got Randy Random, which is just craziness. So we're going to go for Cassandra Classic, and we're going to go on rough. And we'll hope that it doesn't crash and burn horribly. I don't want to, you know, keep restarting games or anything, so the aim is to just get as much as we can each time. We're going to do a bit like Neverwinter Nights. We're going to do 20 to 30 minutes for each video and just progress from there. So Cassandra Classic on rough on a new planet Saddlebari Heximus. Select that there. As you can see, I've played a bit in different worlds. Now I'm going to be a little bit picky about where we start, because obviously we don't want to end up somewhere too terrible. Don't want tundra. So of course you have to look at lots of details here, and these really do play into it. For example, boreal forest, lower hills. Normally boreal forests are pretty much fine, but this one you can't grow anything, so that's not really good. Temperate forest, flat. I don't really want a flat place. I like to have a bit of rock around me. Arid shrubland, flat. Marble slate, sandstone, and year-round growing period. Temperate forest, mountainous, June, July growing period. Too short a growing period, really. Hey, tundra, large hills, never. Boreal forest, June, July. Desert, tropical rainforest, year-round. Temperate forest, flat. Boreal forest, flat. Temperate forest, flat. There's anything more interesting than a flat one. It's being very stubborn today. There we go, a mountainous temperate forest map. Now, granite and slate is available, and a May to August. It's fairly short growing period. Might pass over that one. Ay. It's being very difficult. It's giving me lots of things I don't particularly want. And I know I'm being particularly picky. I mean, I could just select someone on the map, which you can do. I'll show you how to do that so you can sort of look around. So there's, for example, a pirate base. There's a friendly, the Minoka of Weasel tribe. There's Loyalty's Cliff, an outlander town. See, this is actually a good map there. So you've got slate and sandstone. February to November growing periods are a very long growing period. Temperate forest and it's mountains, which is always good. And we're going to set it up to be a Ludeonicris map. So very, very big. Good. Okay. Select site. Now this is where it gets really, really interesting. And this is where I do strongly recommend you be as picky as you can with your first 3 characters. So straight off the bat, edgy because of his age. And he's neurotic, which is a problem. Health-wise, he's got cataracts you don't want. So let's have a look through. Psychically hypersensitive, not really too keen on that. Don't want a slowpoke, don't want a slothful, don't want to... Basically, you want to have the best team that you can to start off with. So my advice is keep it below 50 years of age and really be picky about what abilities or what traits they have, because that's quite important. So an industrious, neurotic nudist, probably not. Now, however, a cat herder, scientist called Corey Stomp Gustafsson, he can't clean or haul, but he's ascetic, which means, or ascetic, which means that he doesn't mind sort of bare rooms. Another way to describe it would perhaps be Spartan. He's good at growing and he's a fast walker. He's also good at medicine, good at construction, and good at cooking. That makes him a very useful team member. He's 31. Let's have a look at his health. He's got a scratch scar. That's no big deal. So let's have a look at Jessie, an entrepreneur. Nervous and a green thumb. She's 29, sorry. Skill set isn't brilliant. But she's got good social skills, which makes her valuable. Bite scar, no biggie, we'll take her. I can't see her being much of a problem. She's a little bit nervous, which means she could break more easily, but I think we'll be okay. Now, the problem is we don't have anyone who's going to fill a hunter role as such. So I've got to really choose between them. See, I actually think I'll take Anna rather than Jessie. Anna's 21. She can't fight, but she's got a green thumb, she's a teetotaler, and she doesn't drink or take drugs, but her medicine is very high, which is extremely useful. So we're going to get rid of Jessie. And we want someone who's capable of hunting. So we're actually just going to be watching shooting, basically. What we'd like is the 2 flames, which is very passionate about the skill, and preferably a high skill level. Okay, so we've got... Ooh, 81, no way. 13. A ninja assassin who's 56, though. Bad back and frail, no thank you. As I said, you do want as close to perfect as you can get. No, can't firefight. I went with cannibal, whoops. Would be difficult, unless I had all cannibals. Okay, a careful shooter who's cold tolerant, but can't haul or mine. That would mean we'd have 2 people who can't haul. That's, as much as he'd be good, that's really not helpful. Okay, can't do intellectual or artistic, but is 18. Hard worker, psychically dull, so not very sensitive to psychic stuff, and a fast walker, good shooting. I actually think it's a good option, no health problems whatsoever. So we have Stomp, who's a feline scientist, who is a child as a cat herder. Maya, who's an inventor, was a scout as a child, and became an inventor. So, and Anna, the healer, was a blessed child as a child, and a wandering healer when she grew up. So this is our team, who are going to be dumped in the middle of a forest, a mountain forest, on our new planet. So let's hit the start button and see what happens. Now you might have noticed next to the age, you also have another number in brackets. So the first age is their biological age, how old they are, biologically speaking. Then in the brackets you've got another number. That's actually their chronological age, because of course people go into cryosleep. So for example, one of the characters there is, I think, in the 18, but is 855. So for nearly a millennium, they've actually been in cryo. So let's tell them they can touch the silver, touch the wood, touch the steel, touch the medicine, touch the food. Now, Maya, gotta wait for Stomp, who's our Stomp, Maya. Okay, Stomp will take the pistol, or that, and Alexi Maya will be taking the survival rifle as he's the best shot. And we have a Labrador, male Labrador, who's 5 years old and is called Challenger. Let's have a look at the map we're on. So ideally we want to set our base up probably somewhere down here against the mountains where we can sort of build into them. Now, while that's actually not too bad a spot there with that nice almost finished building, the problem is it's very, very close to the edge, and there's not much I can fortify over here, especially with this water here. I'd have to sort of build a wall up and around, and that's not brilliant, so I may not go there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send someone down to stand near here. Now, if there's nothing in there, I'll knock a hole in there and actually set up there, because this is far more secure, and I can sort of turn these buildings into part of the fortification, turn that into a sort of an entry bay into the base, so that'll be good. So we'll unlock that as well. So now pick up that gun, then I'll put you into combat mode and send you down here, because we'll get a warning if there's anything inside that area. Nothing seems to be in there, good. So what we can do then is knock a hole in the wall. Now when you start, all their work will be preset. That's fine. Let's hope I was right about my theory on this one. Good. So we now have somewhere safe and warm and secure that we can set up in. So from there, what we need to do is this. We're going to need to whack a door on. We're going to go for a wooden door. I am forgetting keys. So I haven't played in a while. Yeah. Hold on a second. That's embarrassing. Keyboard. Dun, dun, dun. Rotate, 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 rotate. Q&A. I should have known that. Ah, that was embarrassing. Good. Right. So once we've got that underway, what I'll do straight off the bat is just sit down some sleeping spots. 4's enough for now. And a spot for the dog. And set one of these as medical. Right, so now what we need to do, of course, is to make sure that we can survive. So what we're going to do is we're going to set out some zones. Now I'll whack a stockpile zone there. and a dumping stockpile there. And they, of course, they're presets which will store slightly different things. Now we also need to grow some food. That's very, very important. I don't need huge spots at the moment, so we're going to go 5x6, 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 and 5x6. So this one will make rice, this one will make cotton, and this one will make Zerigium, and the last one will be potatoes. So Zerigium is basically herbs for healing, so medical supplies, because we are going to run out with the stuff we arrived with. Okay, the other thing that's important is we're going to need food very, very quickly. So we're going to need to clear out some space to set up a kitchen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and set up some mining. So I'm going to clear out probably all of that actually. And we're also going to order them to mine out some steel, because we're going to need steel pretty promptly too. I mean, ideally, because we need to set up some solar panels for a power supply for our base. Because hopefully if I can secure this little area up here, use that as the entrance bay with some guns in it or something, what will happen then is we'll be able to build into the mountain here, sort of expanding down and to the sides, which also grants access. Now I also should hunt around the map and find any other fallen supplies that we can use while we're getting set up. So there's a fair bit of food usually lying around, presumably fallen from our ship, I'm not quite sure. There's some steel there, that's always useful, save us mining it straight up too early. Some muffalo there, that's good to know. So that's an interesting little sealed up area, basically it's a tiny little entranceway. Some more food, some more steel. That's about all we're going to find. So as soon as May has dug that out, once we've got this set up and running, I'll actually be changing their work priorities to get things into a bit of a pattern. Struck gold, that's really early. I can also set challenger to be trained, training of obedience, and haul. I decided I tend to not actually train the animals in what's called release, because that's actually an attack animal thing, and generally animals just get killed far too quickly, so I don't really go for that too much. So while Maya's doing that, I'm actually going to start setting up some production stuff. We'll need a butcher's table and a cook stove there. Now cook stoves need power, so we're going to need some power generation. So we're going to knock some solar panels out up there, link them up, and run the power down the front of our base to there, and then run it inside the wall for ease and security. Excellent, and we'll get him to mine out that other bit of gold there, because gold is extremely rare and extremely valuable. You know, like gold in the real world. Huh. Power cables don't take too long to put in. Now, this is where we're going to start playing with work. So take off that. Okay, everyone needs to be able to firefight straight off the bat. Anna's the healer, so she'll be priority. Take his healing off. Everyone should be patient straight away. Everyone should flick straight away. That's just switches. Social skills. Anna can be our warden. Handling the animals. It's really going to fall into Maya. As well, hunting and mining. Growing can be Anna. Construction. Really, I'm going to need both of you on that, I think. And you'll also be plant cutting and put stomp on there as well. And yep, that should be a good start for us anyway. while they get their priorities sorted. Good. So we want all of that dug out so we can put a wall along there. And, well, we'll call it Brimton, why not? That's fine. Gonna feed the dog some berries now. Okay. So we've got one solar panel in, and we're building the second solar panel. We will need to get some batteries going as well very soon. I'll actually set them up fairly close too, I think. Probably if you mine that out and put the batteries in a building there. And we will wall in our kitchen area too. It's probably a bit excessive. We'll make it a kitchen dining area though. And give them a wooden auto door there. We have visitors. Who are they? People from the town of the Mesa. Come on down up, there's some more food for us. We'll have that. Let's find some steel over there. Which is all not forbidden. Because you don't really want electrical appliances, obviously, in the rain and things. That's going to be problematic for you in the long run. More likely to have short outs and things. That's a lot of gold. That's fantastic. Now we're actually going to have to get Maya out hunting soon, so we're going to want to get on that. We're actually just going to hunt these two pigs here straight off the bat. That's fine. Fortunately, you guys aren't always the smartest with long-range weapons, and I'll stand in silly places where they're just shooting friends. But we now have 2 dead boars, which will provide food and leather for us, which is good. Okay, orders mine there, please. That way we can put some batteries in, because otherwise we really only have power during the day. Sort of mad animal up, it's a mad tortoise. I think we're going to be okay. If it gets close, I'll set someone with a gun to deal with it. So our crops are all growing now, which is good. The rice will be the fastest growing, which is really helpful. Need lots and lots of food. Right. Now you have to obviously never forget this. You have to tell them to butcher the animals, otherwise they'll just sit there and rot. So you can set the butcher's table to just butcher forever. The cooking thing, set it to 2 until you have, and I usually give it at least to start 25 simple meals, and if they can cook fine meals, they can put that as a second priority and cook 10. Now we have an eclipse at the moment, which means we're not generating any power, which means we cannot use the stove. Many people can eat raw meat, which is good, but obviously it's better if they don't. Now we'll also set some of the bigger trees to be cut down, so we have a supply of wood. That one, for example, that one, that one. That one definitely. That one. I'm going to cut down all the ones in the stockpile because they're taking up space. Good. And that will be very beneficial for us and get us a nice supply of wood, which we can use for flooring and things. A wanderer has joined. Dimitri. What are your skills, Dimitri? Ugh. Character. Oh, he's even better at shooting. It's a mech war veteran, green bells. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, change things up a bit. Now push your hunting priority down and the construction priority up. Make Dimitri our primary hunter. Make Stump our primary cook. So he'll do that, and also boost up your hauling, Dimitri. Good. Now, let's see, we're going to need bedrooms pretty promptly, actually, so that people don't start getting stressed about that. So what we're going to do, so we're going to build a 2 deep tunnel here. Comes out there. That should be plenty for us there. And we can build rooms off that. Ancient danger, where have we seen that? Bugger, right there. That's helpful to know though, that we're right next to hell. So we'll be careful how we're building this. At least some dangerous things asleep in there, then maybe some dangerous things awake in there as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also going to set up a furniture bed space for Dimitri so that he doesn't feel left out. I mean, those are terrible sleeping spaces. Anyway, now while we're waiting for all this other digging to get done, we're actually going to put in some wooden walls here, just so that we're a little bit more secure in our place. So that way things have to come through there to get in or out. Okay, cargo pods have crashed, nutrient paste meal. It's food. That's fine. I'm happy to have some food. Okay, so you can use Stomp's actually cooking there. Now everyone builds up skills, and one thing I particularly like about this game is actually that while everyone builds up skills, their skills deteriorate if they don't use them. So over time, like whenever they're not doing something, the skill is very, very slowly dropping. So if people don't keep using a particular skill, they're not as effective at it, which is actually quite sensible. So we need some batteries. I'm going to start with that. Just put a and I'm actually going to rotate and do this. No, we're not. Cancel. This train can't support that. We need this indoors. Like a wooden door in there. Now, power-wise, we're going to need to just hook that up so that power's actually feeding into the batteries. There we go. So once that last battery's complete, they'll all start storing. And that will be dandy. And we're going to put a miscellaneous furniture, which is a light, in there. And we're going to put a bed, short wood table, a long wood table actually. We'll probably go for short for now. In there, and some wooden stools. That should be plenty for now to just keep everyone a little bit more comfortable. Now, orders. So 5 by 6 rooms. Two in there. 5 by 6. Oh, bugger. That's a very big ancient danger. Cancel all of that. We're going to need to set up our sleeping quarters elsewhere. So if I say 5 for 6 there. That'll work a lot better. Okay, we're being raided. Always fun. Don't know how bad a raid it is. We haven't got any security systems up yet, which is a bit of a my bad, I'm afraid. We should be okay. What do we do with this? It's really not at all. It's attacking me. It's just one of them. Okay, so that's how they're coming at us. So Dimitri with a gun. Where's Maya? Phone to be near rather than far. Of course he's way away. Stomp has a gun. Now Dimitri will back off. Okay. Fight dealt with. Let's strip him off and do that. We haven't got anywhere to keep him as a prisoner, so he's just going to have to deal with death. As horrible as that sounds. Okay, so we're actually going to leave the video there. We've just had our first raid by a man called Mole from the Shadow Porcupines. We've got 4 people now. We've got Maya, Stomp, Anna, and Dimitri, and we've got batteries, a kitchen dining room, and a barracks. We've just started excavating, and we've also discovered we have a very large ancient danger right next door. I've been Sagrannus, and I'll see you next time for our next installment of our RimWorld playthrough. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.